Yeah, this is GMS Walk and Talk. This is going to be an extra to the lesson that we did on our GMS Info Doc channel, which we call Tare or Wheat. Now, I want to go back into Matthew 13 and 25. It says, "But while men slept, his enemy came and sowed tares among the wheat and went his way." Now we explained that what the men that slept, who they were Israelite men when we went into captivity around the year 1620, and the men that came and sowed the tares were the Edomites, because we were in slavery, had no power. So the Edomites, they basically had their way with our women. You know, they raped them. You know, there's a history of that, you know. So we're gonna move down to the next verse. But when the blade was sprung up and brought forth fruit, then appeared the tares also. We explain what the blade is. You look up the word there in the Greek. What was that? Kartos, was it?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, kartos, I think the Greek word was, which represent provender, food, you know, because the Lord said that we are his lost sheep. Now, provender for sheep is grass.
Yep.
Which, that's the food for sheep. So the spiritual food for the spiritual sheep, which is the nation of Israel, is what? The Bible.
Yep.
All right. Also, when the blade, I was thinking about this morning, when the blade sprung up, that's really, too, it represents the nation of Israel on the whole. Because as we're springing up as a nation, being gathered by the word, among us, pursuant to the word, is tares. In other words, people of the other nations that look like Israelites, but they're not Israelites.
Right.
And we gave you an example, Lenny Kravitz. Right? That's one example among many. And you notice, like we said, you notice these guys that are quick to jump on light-skinned Israelites, they're not that quick to speak about what about or light-skinned Edomites or light-skinned tares. They're not that quick to speak about dark-skinned tares.
Yeah.
So there's that hypocrisy, you know. Anyway, reading on. The 26th verse, "But when the blade was sprung up and brought forth fruit, then appeared the tares also," which we explained the term tare. It could have a broad meaning. It could mean one of another nation that's fathered by, you know, the heathen, but the mother is an Israelite.
Right.
Or it could be a spiritual tare, meaning that one that's just not right for this truth. An example is when Yahushua, and that was given by Elder Ramlab, when Yahushua said in John 8:44, when he said to the Pharisees,
Yep.
when he said to the Pharisees, the wicked Pharisees and the wicked scribes, "Ye of your father the devil, and the lust of your father ye will do." What did he mean by that? He was saying that they were acting just like the so-called white men, because that was their father, their spiritual father. All right, so we explained that. So we're going to move on. It says, so the servants of the householder came and said, we're in Matthew 13 and 27. "So the servants of the householder came and said unto him, Sir, didst not thou sow good seed in thy field?" Like I said, the good seed are the children of Israel. All right? And the field represents the world, because in the same chapter it tells you the field represents the world, which the children of Israel they're in the world. "From whence then have it tares? He said unto them, An enemy have done this. The servant said unto him, Wilt thou then that we go and gather them up? But he said, Nay, lest while ye gather up the tares, ye root up also the wheat with them." So if it was that simple, of picking out who's an Israelite and who's not an Israelite, why would the householder say to the servants, no? At least while you're gathering up the tares, you gather up the wheat with them. Which the wheat represents the children of Israel. The tares represent the people of another nation that look like Israelites. And then that brings to mind the book of Daniel 9 and 7, where it is written, confusion belongs to us. It is written that righteousness belongeth to Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai, but confusion belongs to us. The fact is, we don't know who's who. So again, for Zabak to look at that so-called Korean dude in the video and dismiss him just on his looks shows you that he's not going according to the spirit of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai.
Right,
Yeah.
because when you read the scriptures say that the Spirit beareth witness with our spirit that we are the children of the living power.
Romans 8 and 16.
Right, so by the guy coming up, when's the last time you seen an actual gook come by the camp and act like he want to be a part of this?
Yeah, that's right.
It ain't going to happen because them heathens, they don't have that spirit.
They don't have that spirit. That's right. So the point is that, and like we said, you know, we're being funny with it, but does he have a Urim and a Thummim where he can look
That's right.
and tell who's who? No, he doesn't. And then he's saying that we're not going to say it's according to the Spirit. Everything we do is according to the Spirit.
The Bible is
The
spiritual.
Bible is a spiritual book. It's written in the book of Romans 8 and 16.
Yep,
The Spirit beareth witness with our spirit that we are the sons of the living power.
that's right.
So it's all about the Spirit, man. So what the hell is this guy talking about? That's why I tell you, or that's why we tell you, beginning with Elder Tahar, the Lord is going to silence that clown. All right? Hey, Zabak, you're finished, man. You're out of there. Like in baseball, you're out of there.
Yep.
That's you, man.
You've been found wanting.
You know, because we do carpentry. You're like that guy on the job site that can't produce. What they do with him?
They get rid of
They
it.
get rid of that asshole. All right?
Hey, well, wait a minute. That fig tree that Yahweh Shai cursed because it
that's a
didn't bring
good
forth no
example.
fruit.
That's a very good example.
You
Yeah.
know, because it's worth for nothing. So what they do, Yahweh Shai cursed it, and
Yep.
you know,
Again, Yahushua said, if salt, he spoke about salt having flavor, but if the salt has lost
savor.
its savor, meaning its flavor, what is it good for? It's good for nothing.
That's right.
So that's you, Zabak. Not that you ever had it, but you certainly lost it, whatever you had.
Yep.
So you're good for nothing, man. You're out of there, man. You're going to go the same way Barak Shah went.
That's right.
All right? And that tap dancing show that you got going on in Herald Square and 44th and Broadway,
It's gonna
that'll
come.
be the end of it.
Yep.
All right?
Here it is from that way back then at the main school till now. That dude hasn't grown nothing, not
Yeah,
one lick.
exactly.
He just like the scriptures speak about in the last day. You should have mockers. I mean, you're gonna have guys that act like the prophets, you know.
Right.
And only thing he can teach is things that were taught to him.
Right.
Now the scriptures tell you that after a certain period of time, when you're brought up under teachers, the Spirit itself guides you and brings out certain information and breakdowns
Yep.
of the scriptures that the elders may not have taught you.
Yeah, the Spirit kicks in. You know?
But
Lord-
that.
Yep,
no,
I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, but he
Go ahead.
hasn't grown one lick.
Right.
Which shows that he's not a man of the Lord. Yahweh shall say, "He that believeth on me, out of his belly shall flow rivers of living water."
Yeah, it shall be within him as a well. There you go. As a well. Wait a minute. Yahushua said it shall be in him as a well springing up. Right? That's written, right?
That's right.
You know, since we're here, let me read this. Let me finish reading. It says, Matthew 13 and 30, let both grow together until the harvest. And in the time of the harvest, I will say to the reapers, gather ye together first the tares, and bind them in bundles and to burn them. But gather the wheat into my barn. So now, when you go to the 36th verse now, the same chapter, it further explains that parable. All right, I'll start the 36th verse. It says, Then Yahushua sent the multitude away and went into the house. And his disciples came unto him, saying, Declare unto us the parable of the tares of the field. He answered and said unto them, He that soweth the good seed is the Son of Man, which we know what that means. He answered and said unto them, He that soweth the good seed is the Son of Man. The 38th verse, the field is the world. The good seed are the children of the kingdom. Now who's that? That's the Israelites.
Israelites, that's right.
All right, you can't get around that. But the tares are the children of the wicked one. All right? Now, it so happens that 2/3 of our people fit this bill. You fit the bill of being tares, because you just like the so-called white man. And the proof is when Yahushua told those wicked Pharisees and those wicked Sadducees, Ye of your father the devil, and the lusts of your father you will do. So spiritually, you like the children of the wicked one. Spiritually, even though you are Israelites. And again, Paul said it is written, for they are not all Israel, which are of Israel. So what the hell does that mean? Reading on, it says, the enemy that sowed them, now this is talking about the physical tares, all right? The enemy that sown them is the devil. Now we know who the devil is. The word devil means deceiver. That's the so-called white man. He's the devil. The harvest is the end of the world, all right, which is what we're approaching. The end of this world, the end of this society, the end of this kingdom.
The end of this age.
And then you notice it says harvest. When you look up the word harvest, is a gathering. So now, pursuant to, matter of fact, this would be a good time to bring this in, Matthew 25 and 31. Because the gathering is going to happen. This is what Yahushua is coming to do. He's coming to destroy this kingdom, but he's also coming to bring forth a gathering of the elect. All right? Matthew 25 and 31 says this. When the Son of Man, give me a moment here. Take this off. When the Son of Man shall come in his glory, which is what we're about to witness, and all the holy angels with him, then shall he sit upon the throne of his glory. And when it says glory, it's alluding to the chariots that Yahushua is going to be coming with. The holy chariots. All right? The chariots of the Lord. When the Son of Man shall come in his glory, and all the holy angels with him, then shall he sit upon the throne of his glory. And before him shall be gathered all nations, and he shall separate them one from another, as a sheep divideth his sheep, or as a shepherd divideth his sheep from the goats. So now the goats represent the so-called white man and all the other nations. We know this to be true when you go to the book of, Daniel, when it describes Alexander the Creep as the he-goat, the first king of Grecia. So the goats represent the so-called white man and the other nations. And we all know what the sheep represents. The sheep is the nation of Israel, right? The lost sheep of the house of Israel, all right? And before him shall be gathered all nations, and he shall separate them one from another, as a shepherd divideth his sheep from the goats. And he shall set the sheep on his right hand, but the goats on the left. Right? And that's separation right there. Yep. Which shows you that the Heavenly Father is a separatist, and the Heavenly Father's Son is the same way. He's a separatist. So, you people got this dream of everybody coming together as one. The same thing Nimrod tried to do at the Tower of Babel. Well, it's not going to happen. The only people that's going to come together as one is the nation of Israel.
Right. No matter what they look like.
No matter what they look like. Matter of fact, we're going to go into that too. All right. Now, as you read on, it speaks about how I was hungry and you gave me meat. And, you brothers can read that from the 35th verse. But you got the point. All right. So, going back to Matthew